Hello, I'm Terry Grier, HISD Superintendent of Schools. In today's show, you're going to see some of the amazing things going on within our walls here at HISD. I'd like to call them wow moments. Recently, I shared some of HISD's accomplishments and some of our challenges at the district's annual State of the Schools. During the luncheon, I cast the district's focus for the future, which can be summed up with these 4 words: becoming great all over. It may be a simple phrase, but for me, it's a powerful mindset that needs to drive everything we do. Becoming great all over means every child at every school has access to a consistent and rigorous education in a safe environment. It's about meeting every student where they are and helping them reach their full potential. And it's about making sure our students have the skills they need to succeed in college and a career. Take a look at how these HISD programs are opening doors for our students and helping them to become great all over.
You don't get opportunities like this coming out of the blue.
They always tell me this is once in a lifetime opportunity.
I don't know my luck, how I came into such a great program. I was really shocked.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it out of the semester alive.
You can't find anything like this ever. I never knew there was a school like this.
I can get my associate's degree. Just after graduation, I can be pharmacy technician.
Never before.
Coming out of Scarborough with our 2-year associate's degree and our graduate, it's really uplifting.
Till you open the door.
It will open the door because I am going to college.
Show me the things this life could bring.
There are 4 certificates that go with this particular program that are tied to the networking field.
When we graduate high school, we'll get a 2-year degree from computer networking and configuration.
I could make up to $35,000 a year.
It's a great paying job to start off with straight out of high school. And many of them will choose to go on to 4-year colleges and they'll only have to pay for the last 2 years of it.
I want to be chemical engineer.
Say I've got glycol and water.
And now they can truly visualize what this opportunity can mean for them and how process technology can affect them going into this career and actually achieve it and earn it.
My dream is to be in the health field.
I want to become a surgeon.
The Associates of Applied Science opens up a lot of doors for them that they may not have been considering before.
For our students to have the opportunity to earn an associate's degree for free, I think is an amazing advantage for them to have.
That was like the biggest shock to me because I was like, free, you're kidding me.
I think a lot of them don't believe it at first.
And turns out it's completely legitimate.
Sometimes I'd even say that the parents are more excited about it than the students.
They started cheering when they didn't have to pay.
The work will begin in the summer of their 10th grade year.
Tegretol.
Prior to that, in their 9th and 10th grade, we have built in some courses that are electives to give them a taste of what's to come.
The drug comes in injection form.
Once they get to the 11th and 12th grade, they're taking what's called dual credit, which means they receive credit on the high school diploma, but they're also running an HCC diploma at the same time and receiving credit in that course through HCC.
Even if you don't decide to pursue in this career, there are credits that you can use in any other major that you want.
They know that if they get an associate's, they can have their basics.
And 2 more years will grant them a bachelor's from any university they choose to go to.
I've made my way through school working as a pharmacy tech, and I tell them every day, if I can do it, you can do it.
It shows them that what they're studying, what they're learning is actually going to be used in application and will translate into a real job and a real salary and a real means for their future.
This career can possibly be for me, and it's kind of cool.
Carol Martinez.
I felt like I'm a pharmacist right now. I want to go take this job.
I'm really hoping to go to the University of Houston.
I'm not going to stop at 2 years. I'm going to just keep on going.
Texas A&M.
I'm not going to put in all this hard work for nothing, so gotta put it to some kind of good use.
One of my teachers told me, shoot for the stars and you'll hit the moon.
They're giving me a great opportunity to, fulfill my dreams.
It's been one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
All these kids are going to be able to leave high school. They're going to have a better opportunity than what I ever did. All these kids are going to actually go somewhere. They're going to be somebody. That makes me proud.
The students enrolled in our 6 career academies aren't the only ones earning college credits while they earn their diplomas. HISD has several early college high schools which allow our students to earn an associate's degree for free. In fact, Challenge Early College High School was the first early college campus in the state of Texas. These schools are pushing our students to dream big and aim high, which to me is a big part of becoming great all over. Coming up, from dropping out of high school to walking the halls as its leader. Learn how one HISD principal is using his own experience to drive instruction on his campus. Don't go away. Within Our Walls, we'll be right back. Houston is home to a melting pot of different races, cultures, and countries. In fact, more than 30% of all the refugees in Texas live right here in Harris County. The children of these families attend school at HISD, and along with settling into a new home, they must also adapt to a new language and new culture.
I spent 2 years in Malaysia, and it was a really hard time there because we are afraid of police all the time. We don't eat meal at all, like once a month or like that. But right here, we eat like everyday meal, so it's awesome.
We lived in refugee camps. They distribute some foods for 15 days, and after 15 days, they distribute again.
I don't feel comfortable with all the African Americans. They always have this hate in their heart, and that really makes me sad. But they always think that when we're talking about them. But I don't have this time. We had to tell them sometimes that we're not from here, and then we don't understand what they're saying.
50% of the chance if I was in Africa, I wouldn't be in school. I came here so I can make a better me to make a difference in the world.
To say, oh, you're not from here, and even asking stupid questions like, do you have a chair in your country? Which really doesn't make any sense.
Nepali people or international kids, they get beaten up by the other American students. They don't understand us. We don't speak English good, but we know our work. My home was made of bamboos. Our walls, they were made of half bamboo and half mud. We had to repair them once a year because it's not really strong.
It was miserable because now there was no electricity, there was no good supply of water. This country is totally new. We are learning how to earn our living in this country, and we are overcoming.
The language. That's what most of us have a problem with, to learn how to speak the language.
English is a very difficult language. It's a difficult language for people who are native born.
What's an example of a person? Mr. Will. Wait, good. Wait, raise your hand, raise your hand.
A lot of their parents aren't educated, they've never had formal schooling, and even if they have, it's so vastly different.
Joseph, what's another example of a thing?
Like paper.
Paper? Yep, paper.
First time I can't understand what they are saying, but right now I was like doing really great now.
lives, literally their lives, depend on being able to communicate. And these students are sort of the lifeline to their families.
But right here, if we work hard, our work hard really pay off.
And they're very willing, I've found, to put the effort in because they've been through so much.
They're much more mature than the other students around them, and you can tell they appreciate things a lot more, like free public education.
Because back in Africa, in high schools, you have to pay for a high school. And the teachers that I went through to be here, they were there to guide me each and every step for me, to help me learn more, to help me be more than I was.
Being an advocate, first and foremost, means being aware, knowing your students and where they've come from, where they've been.
You need to be patient and flexible.
Pay more attention to the kids who like to isolate themselves. Because maybe they're scared of something, maybe they're scared the answer is not right.
And they should go slowly, not always going so fast and not getting mad at students.
Google the name of their country, Google problems, Google, refugee camps, Google refugee, and, try to spend even 10 minutes getting an idea of where they come from.
They're not going to announce that. They're not going to walk into a classroom with a sign that says, hey, I've been through a horrible experience and here's my life story. It's going to take being proactive to get to know that.
Try and understand that we need a little bit more time to catch up than other students do.
But it's not to the point where you should be condescending or pity or have lower expectations.
It does take extra steps and it does take a little bit of effort, but it's so worth it.
I wish one day I would go back to my country and see what it looks like. And maybe I could help others too.
I'm proud of the work our teachers are doing to help our refugee students adjust to life in Houston and at HISD. One of our campuses, the Las Americas Newcomer School, is specifically geared towards helping immigrant children transition into our country. The principal and teachers at Las Americas have an unwavering commitment to these children and do whatever it takes to meet their needs. Having a strong school leader that believes all children can learn and will learn is essential. Take a look at how 3 of our principals are leading the charge on their campuses to ensure every student has access to meaningful, quality instruction.
From the second the children, my students, they step foot onto the campus, the learning begins.
Good quiet voice.
Everyone will learn, everyone can learn.
When people visit, they're surprised to see 9 big boys and herself and 2 assistants guiding the learning process, not necessarily just babysitting them, is what people refer to it as in special education.
Good job.
About 60% of kids in special education are kids with learning disabilities and kids with speech impairment. They may have areas of difficulty, but these are kids that are capable of learning with the right kind of strategies and approach to teaching them.
Today! Saturday! We have to look at them as a regular ed student, and we have to treat them and educate them as we would any other student.
Which one are his socks?
It's incredibly important to have an involved principal. Just to see them be successful because of her support I couldn't do this alone.
Ultimately, the principal is where the buck stops when it comes to providing services for all children.
How are you, Patrick?
I just think you have to be just as involved in the special ed instruction as you are in instruction for K through 5th.
She knows each student's needs, whether it be communication, emotional behavior.
Sometimes there are social needs that need to be met and physical needs that need to be met, but the educational need is still, I think, at the forefront.
Good job!
You need to be able to have a good understanding of where your kids are so that you can make decisions.
Go and meet and greet with the kids. Go know them. There's nothing better for a special ed child than to know that they're wanted. But when you come by, even if it's just for a second, just stick your head in the door. Hey guys, I was thinking about you. Just wanted to say hello.
Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today?
HILZ classroom, when you walk in, they are on task, they are working hard, and they are well behaved. The teachers differentiate for the kids. Each child has a plan. Talk about what happens.
We always follow through daily. We have tracking sheets that we maintain and we monitor them every single day. We debrief at the end of the day.
We have great systems in place to collaborate, to get assistance with the special department chair and with other case managers.
We work together as a group. This is a collective. Let's say it takes a village to raise a child. The village is all on board. We're all singing the same song.
Excellent.
I think the main issue is making sure that the rest of the community understands what special ed is all about. I was a special ed student specifically in math growing up. I was uninvolved in school. I didn't really care for high school at all. I ended up dropping out my junior year as a result of all of that. And so walking into this environment, these are key things that I tie into when I deal with my staff.
No matter who the child is, that principal and that assistant principal's job is to make sure that those children are educated to the maximum extent possible.
Our principal has given us so much of support we need, and it has allowed both of us, special ed and general ed, to come together and work together as a strong team player.
Every teacher collaborates with you. We network.
If you want those same goals for your students, special ed or general ed, you have to do what it takes to walk the same foundation goals.
Very good! I think a lot of times we'll look at a student and we'll say, oh, well, they're special education, and out of love, we'll reduce the requirements on them. And that's my problem right there, is that out of love, we need to be hanging on to the expectations.
This is true, but we need a little bit more deep. From the top to the bottom, everybody is invested. And I think that that's the difference.
We all have high expectations.
We all have the same understanding as to what we expect.
We are all here for one thing, and that's student success.
Good job! This is really where we're heading as a district. It's not enough to be in compliance. Of course you need to be in compliance, but we want way more than that for kids with disabilities.
Good job counting!
New and current school leaders from throughout the district are learning from principals and staff at Port Houston, Persian, and Milby. They're sharing best practices on how to provide rigor for our students with special needs and create a culture of inclusion on all of our campuses. Coming up, he may be Harris County's top lawman, but he credits his time at HISD with helping him earn his badge. That's next when Within Our Walls continues.
This spring, Houston students will take the STAR exam, and HISD wants to make sure parents and their children are prepared. Here are some tips. Talk to your child's teacher and find out what you can do at home to reinforce what she is learning at school. Make sure your son or daughter goes to school every day. Know the testing schedule and make sure your child gets a good night's sleep the night before. And encourage them to do their very best. For more information, visit starwatcher.org.
HISD takes pride in the many successful graduates it has produced since 1923. They include engineers, doctors, and even the first Hispanic sheriff in Harris County. Adrian Garcia is a longtime supporter of public education, and he's proud to say, I am HISD.
My mother worked as a janitor and drove a school bus during the day, and my dad ran his automotive business, and so they were very, very focused on making sure that we had food on the table and had a roof over our heads, not knowing back then how poor we were. I do remember them taking time out to go visit the school. I know that sometimes our kids at particular years may say, don't go because I don't want to be embarrassed that my parents are there. ignore that. Go support them, be in the audience, cheer for them, hug them and kiss them in front of their friends because we just can never support them enough, and we can't let them get away from the positive influence that I believe the family unit brings. The Sheriff's Office is a constitutional office. It was created in 1837. 175 years later, the role of the Harris County Sheriff's Office has changed dramatically. We are a contemporary law enforcement agency. We cover the largest county in the state of Texas. I have a geography of 1,700 square miles, over 4 million people, and I run the largest county jail in the state of Texas and the third largest in America. A little bit back to the old days, we are responsible for livestock. Any livestock that gets loose, we are responsible for it. So it's been an honor to serve the citizens of Harris County, but I know that I couldn't have done it had I not been a HISD product. I would say to kids today that every bit of instruction that you get in a HISD school is valuable, it's important, it is preparing you for success, it is preparing you for the future. I stand before you as the first Hispanic sheriff in the 175-year history of Harris County because of the hard work that my teachers gave me and the hard work that I put in. All of it was an incredible preparation and a good foundation for my public service career. And so I would encourage kids to, number one, give their teachers a break and realize that they're there for your success. Remember having a great relationship with my homeroom teacher at Sam Houston. Her name was Ms. Schaefer. And then at Marshall, there was this Joyce Wilson that was another great mentor and role model to me. They taught me how to dream on top of everything else that they taught me. My name is Adrian Garcia. I am the Sheriff of Harris County, Texas, and I am HISD.
Special thanks to Sheriff Garcia, who regularly visits our campuses to read to our children and to talk to them about the importance of staying in school and getting their diploma. Coming up, we go behind the scenes with the HISD Food Services Department. You'll see a freezer that's as big as a football field. But first, here's an HISD fast fact about the Food Services Department. Did you know that every day more than 270,000 nutritious meals are served to students across HISD? Don't go away. Within Our Walls, we'll be right back.
Getting into a great school should never be about who you know, where you live, or how much you can afford to pay. Because every child deserves a high-quality education. That's what we believe. In HISD, our schools and programs prepare students for college and give them opportunities to achieve their dreams.
I plan to study petroleum engineering,
business administration,
biology and psychology, mathematics, nursing and finance.
I want to be an astronaut.
I'd like to do Broadway.
I want to be a lawyer.
I'm a doctor.
Artist or a magician or a teacher.
HISD's Food Services Department produces 50 million meals a year for students at the district's nearly 300 schools. They include breakfast, lunch, and even dinner at some campuses. Ensuring that these meals are nutritious, tasty, and energize our students for academic success takes a hardworking and dedicated team. And there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
From the fields of a nearby farm to the table at an elementary school cafeteria. The HISD Food Services Department is committed to providing Houston students with fresh and nutritious meals.
It's important to us as food service staff to be able to provide nutritious meals to the kids, because if they have a healthy meal, then they can think better.
But before the food finds its way to the mouths of hungry students, it all starts here at the HISD Food Services facility.
From the wee hours in the morning to late hours at night, this is one busy little facility.
Busy, yes. Little, not quite. The 220,000 square foot complex is larger than most super Walmarts.
This facility has the capacity to produce over 50 million meals annually. There is no other district in the nation that has a facility of this size and scope.
Its sheer size allows for a production kitchen that most banquet halls would envy.
The HISD production facility consists of a bakery and a cook-chill area. The cook-chill area is where we prepare fresh foods in enormous steam-jacketed kettles that you have to stand on another floor to even add ingredients to. And then, of course, the last part is the cold foods.
Kept at a chilly 34 degrees above zero.
It's really, really cold.
The 25,000 square foot cold foods area requires workers to dress in winter snowsuits.
I'm used to it now. When I first started, I was getting cold, but I bundle up real good to keep this whole body warm.
Inside, an assembly line of hands creates items that will be delivered to all 279 HISD schools.
Today we're producing the chef salad. The chef salad is one of the lunch entrees on the menu.
It's produced and immediately shipped out for consumption within the next week.
Opened in 2006, the HISD Food Services facility was designed for quality.
We need consistency in the product.
Safety.
We clean, we have to be sanitizing, taking temperatures.
As well as quantity.
We have this fabulous machine that produces 40,000 whole grain dinner rolls per hour.
And of course, cost.
The key cost savings from this facility come through really volume purchasing, volume procurement, also efficiency with machines. We can produce products faster here in the facility as opposed to 300 individual locations.
But most importantly, the facility has drastically improved the nutritional integrity of the food HISD serves its students.
We have increased whole grains from approximately 1 serving a week to daily, which also increases fiber. And we've also incorporated ground turkey and with our ground beef items such as the chili, the pasta sauce, and the taco meat.
Keeping a constant eye on all menu items the district serves is HISD dietitian Mandy Oseguera.
I look at the amounts of the calories, the calcium, protein, vitamin C, iron, and vitamin A to make sure that the menus are well balanced.
Our goal is to make these items tastier without adding salt or sugar or needless calories.
Together, the two make sure all HISD meals meet, and more often than not, exceed USDA standards.
The amount of vitamins that are available for your body to absorb are in direct proportion to the freshness of the vegetable.
Another challenge? Getting more locally grown fruits and vegetables into the hands and mouths of HISD students. In addition to working with local growers, Food Services works closely with parents through taste testings, surveys, and regular meetings of the Parent Advisory Committee.
When they give us the feedback from what the kids might tell them, that helps us as a food service to be able to say, hey, let's offer more variety to our kids, or let's cut this back, or let's do this.
New things include salad bars, fresh made-to-order deli sandwiches, and even new cafeteria designs.
What we have is a UBU lounge. You come through in UBU. Meaning that we offer 4 different lines with a variety of food.
The school lunch tray has changed greatly over the past several years, but the customer is still the same.
My children like the food. They like to eat here. They basically ask me, what's for lunch tomorrow, Mom?
A lot of kids are undernourished. Their parents have to go to work and they don't get a chance to prepare a meal for the kids early in the morning. So that's why we do this, to feed the kids at school.
The impact that a warm kolache has when they get to school in the morning, and the energy that it provides, the full stomach, it helps students to start their day off right. The impact of that is immeasurable.
The staff at Food Services is always working to improve the nutritional quality and the variety of the meals they serve our kids. They deserve a special thanks for their hard work and for their dedication to making sure our students are well fed and fueled up to learn. Thanks for watching this edition of Within Our Walls. Remember to stay up to date with the latest news happenings at HISD by following us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Until next time, I'm HISD Superintendent Terry Grier.